The gods were real. You have been lied to about the gods of Egypt and Greece. Ra, Zeus, Moloch, Baal, they weren't just myths. The Bible calls them fallen angels, watchers who took the nations and claimed worship. Every idol, every god was a rebel wearing a mask. And Yahweh, he declared war. Picture this. You're chosen by the Creator to walk through a world ruled by his enemies. Not just rival tribes, but fallen angels and their freakish offspring. These aren't just myths. Medusa, Ra, Moloch, all masked for rebel angels or their monstrous spawn. This is their battlefield, and Abraham's family just walked into it. Before the first human footprint, there was a war in heaven. God assigned the nations to his divine council, his sons of God. Deuteronomy 32. But some rebelled. They became the watchers. In Egypt, they posed as Ra. In Greece, Zeus. And in Canaan, as Baal. What if Medusa wasn't a myth, but a memory? Genesis 6 says the watchers took human women, and their children became giants, abominations, the Nephilim. They are the root of ancient monsters. Gorgons, cyclops, Egyptian beasts, dragons. They weren't just stories, they were threats. Into his world, God didn't send an army, he sent a family. Abraham wasn't a blank slate. He lived in Ur, a hub of moon god worship, ruled by the same rebel watchers behind Babel. Ziggurats weren't just architecture, they were thrones, and yet God calls. Leave, go to a land I will give you. But that land, it's not empty. It's crawling with the descendants of Nephilim, giants, Rephaim, sons of the fallen ones. Still, Abraham goes, every step a declaration of war. His tent in Canaan, a flag planted in enemy soil. His faith, a threat to every false throne. And the watchers know, they remember the seed, the curse, the plan. Abraham's obedience ignites a fire that will burn through their empires. Abraham wasn't escaping comfort. He was walking into a war zone. Ur's ziggurats were thrones of fallen gods. The land he was promised, it was crawling with giants, cursed bloodlines, and altars to Baal. His tent wasn't a shelter, it was a strike. Generations pass, Abraham's family multiplies, but ends up in Egypt, a throne room of fallen gods. Ra, Set, Horus, these aren't myths, they're the same rebel angels. Deuteronomy 32's sons of God, now wearing new names. Even the Nephilim may have hidden there, inspiring beasts like Anubis. Pharaoh isn't just a king, he's a human puppet of divine rebellion. Yahweh doesn't send a diplomat, he sends Moses, and with him, plagues. Each one slices through a throne. Osiris, Haget, Ra. The gods fall silent. The firstborn, Egypt's divine inheritance, are struck. God is clear. These are not gods. I alone am king. Israel leaves, but Egypt clings to them. The watchers' lies remain. Idolatry, fear, compromise. Freedom isn't just about escape. It's about learning how to follow the one true God when the world is still ruled by fakes. This story is brought to you by Wayfarers Loreworks, the sacred art studio behind every image you see. And now, for the first time, these illustrations are available for purchase. Each piece is a visual relic, forged from scripture, steeped in legend, crafted to carry awe into your home. Explore and collect at wayfarerschase.com. See the scripture, frame the legend. Every plague was a kill shot. The Exodus wasn't just escape, it was execution. 10 plagues, 10 thrones, shattered. The Nile, Ra, Osiris, Pharaoh, all exposed, all humiliated. God didn't just free his people, he crushed his rivals. God descends on Sinai, thunder, fire, covenant. But before Moses can return, they rebuild a golden calf, a new idol, an old god, a mask for the watchers, Baal incarnate. The people still crave Egypt's demons. Then come the giants. At the border of Canaan, the spies see Anakim, Rephaim, titans, born from angels and women. The Israelites panic. We're grasshoppers, they say. But Joshua and Caleb, they see the giants and remember Egypt. They remember the blood, the fire, the promise. The desert becomes a furnace. Manna sustains, serpents punish, a generation dies. But from the ashes, a new people rise. Their hearts forged in fire, their eyes fixed on the land. They don't want to survive the gods, they want to drive them out. If you're still watching, you get it. This isn't just history, it's our inheritance. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss what happens next. Because what's coming? Giants fall, cities burn, and the real king begins to take back the land. Now they stand at the edge. Moses has passed. Joshua leads. The Jordan rises before them, and beyond it, Canaan. Still ruled by fallen powers, Baal, Asherah, Moloch. Behind their names, the Watchers. Behind their shrines, Nephilim bloodlines. The twisted echoes of divine rebellion. But they tremble, they remember Eden, Babel, the flood, the curse, the promise. Joshua steps forward, the ark glows, the people move. The age of promise ends, not in comfort, but in conquest. The fallen gods brace for war, because their time is up. The seed is marching, the inheritance is here. The thrones of the Watchers will fall. The age of promise is not a children's tale. It's a war diary, a record of faith under fire, of rebels in a world ruled by monsters, of hope in the face of giants. And the war never stopped. The names have changed, the idols have new icons, but the Watchers still whisper, and the call is still the same. Walk with God through enemy land, trust the promise, light the fire. If this musing opened your eyes, don't stop here. The age of conquest is next. Walls will fall, thrones will burn, and the true king will take the land. Subscribe, drop a comment. Am I missing anything? Am I going down the wrong path? Let me know. Share this with someone stuck in the middle of their own wilderness. Pray for me, and I for you. Keep looking up. If this hit you deeper than expected, there's more. Check the full playlist to follow the story, from Genesis to Revelation, book by book, breath by breath. Subscribe if you haven't, and share it with someone who needs to hear this story. This is a very long road, and we're just getting started.